After the fighting for Bolchaïa Novosyolka, liberated in January, had died down, there was a slight pause in the advance. The East troop grouping was busy pulling up fresh reserves and planning new operations. But preparations for the next stage of the operation continued. Already in the second week of February, Russian troops increased the number of strikes on enemy positions. The positions in the fields near Novodarivka were the most active, but the attacks began in a completely different place. On February 16th to 18th, advanced detachments of Russian attack aircraft stormed Novosyolka, almost immediately occupying the settlement. At the same time, the Russian armed forces marched on Novoocheretovaty and, having forded the Suki Yali River, dashingly slid into the village, engaging in fighting in the built-up area. In parallel, there were also preparations for the liberation of the fortified area between Novoocheretovaty and Novosyolka. On the right flank, the enemy withdrew almost without a fight, but on the left flank, Ukrainian troops tried to resist, but could not repel the offensive from the east. Against the backdrop of the collapse of the AFU defenses to the northeast, the enemy was also knocked out of the strongholds between Novodarivka and Rivnopil. Given the lack of the surveillance data, the scale of the advance may be much larger. By now, the Russian troops are on the outskirts of several settlements at once, for some of which fighting may have already begun. They are separated from the borders of the Dnipro region by only a few kilometers, but there are several enemy fortifications to be taken and fields to be crossed.